Hey everybody, Alexa Zepp here with the Daily Racing Form, and I really hope you played last week's Pick 3 with me. We hit it. It was a $24 ticket that paid at $250, so we got just over 10-to-1 odds. So I hope you did that with me. And also, if you have not yet tuned in to my Friday show that I co-host with Gina Bucola on Sports Grid for DRF, we used those same races in a Pick 5 that we hit that for a $72 ticket paid $5,300. So we're on fire. We're going to try to do it again today. We're doing another Pick 3 here. And this one is also at Churchill Downs, same as last week. Churchill has an interesting day on Saturday. They have their claiming crown. And for those of you who don't know what claiming races are, they make up probably the majority of racing in the country. It's somewhat lower level than obviously a stakes or a graded stakes. And a claiming race just means every horse in the race is for sale. And there's a set price point for the claim. And if you want the horse, you put in a claim before the race. And when the race is over, the ownership transfers. If multiple people put in a claim, then you draw straws for who gets the horse. So that's how a lot of changing of ownership happens in racing. And the claiming crown is a really cool thing that Churchill has done. Their goal was basically to create a Breeders' Cup sort of situation for the lower levels, shine some light on the small guys, give them a shot to win some really big purses. So if you're a decent claiming your horse, and your next step up would be a starter allowance race, and those are a higher level that are reserved for horses who've been running and claiming races. So Saturday is filled with a bunch of starter allowance races that have big purses. I think there's over $1 million or close to it in purse money for these horses. They're eligible for anybody, so horses from all over are shipping in. So the fields are full and they're really competitive, which makes this Pick 3 kind of difficult, to be completely honest, but also hopefully pay well. So we're going to do races 7, 8, and 9 at Churchill Downs on Saturday. Race 7 is starter allowance with a $100,000 purse going a mile on the dirt for fillies 3-year-olds and up. And I'm going to use 3 horses in here. We'll use the one Ambitiously Placed. Hasn't exactly been ambitiously placed in her last 4 starts, all victories at parks against lower level company as the favorite or second choice, but there's still a lot to like, as the mare just likes to sit off the lead and has found the right trip the last 2 times she's drawn inside, like today. She's not as fast as some others in the field, but it's in really good form and has hit the board 3 times in 5 previous Churchill Downs starts. The number 6, Jubilant Joni, I'll also use at 7-to-2 odds. And Jubilant Joni has been traveling a lot this year. Started the campaign at Oaklawn, then went to Louisiana Downs, then the West Coast for 2 wins during the summer Del Mar meet and a 2nd place effort last out at Santa Anita. She should be part of the early pace and maybe at a pace advantage, drawing inside of the quick Colorado shipper Tennessee Moon, number 7. She posted a strong 47-2 work at Santa Anita this past weekend before shipping out. The number 7 that I just mentioned with a quick speed, Tennessee Moon, will also be on the ticket at 6-to-1 odds. As a bit of a wild card in this race, shipping in from Arapahoe Park in Colorado, has set the pace both sprinting and routing, and she's won 6 straight races at Delta Downs during her 22 to 2024 winter meet. With Kevin Romano aboard for one of those, and he's riding again today. This will be the 16th start of the year, so a heavily raced horse, and she's coming off a stakes win going long, and she'll likely be the pace setter in here. Race 8 is a starter allowance for 3-year-olds and up, going 5.5 furlongs on the turf. The purse is $150,000, and I'll be using 4 horses in here, starting with the number 1, Balsa, at 8-to-1 odds. Pretty recently switched to turf as her primary surface and just found her stride. Has won 3 out of her 5 turf starts since this summer, and her figures are just continually improving. This is going to be a tougher crowd than what she's used to, but her figures are more than competitive, and she's got a really fast bullet work to back it all up. In July, she wired the field, and then last month she came from off the pace in both of her October wins, so she has versatility and consistency. The number 4, Cotton, at 8-to-1 odds, is also coming off of a nice win up at Woodbine. Hit the board in over half of 30 starts, prefers to be more a part of the early pace and either lead or press the pace setter and then grind them down. I really like the word in his running line from last race, relentless. It says relentless and got up late. And that is a quality that you want any day in a horse, one that's not a quitter and wants to win. And also, since we're talking about the claiming game in racing, it's interesting to look at who has claimed this horse. He was claimed away from Bruno Downs, I think is how you pronounce his name, last year. And then you see Bruno actually claimed him back in March of this year. So that's a nice positive sign that I like to see about a horse when an owner has that level of confidence to buy them back. Number 5, Final Verdict at 2-to-1 odds. This is the morning line favorite and makes sense. Got a new trainer in June, Edward Barker, and he switched him to turf from dirt, and his figures have just never been better. And he's won 3 out of 5 races, including a salty allowance race last out at Belmont and Aqueduct, where the 2 he beat in there have come back to win or run second with 82 and a 93 Beyers. So that is very promising, kind of a key race. I'll also use the number 7, Midday Image at 6-to-1 odds. Has a decent early speed rating, but tends to come more from off the pace in her recent career. This summer at Saratoga, he ran a really impressive race to just miss by a neck, but earned a 95 Beyer that day. Really used to be a killer. I mean, in 2021, he went on a total winning spree and had a pretty strong 2022 as well, even though he couldn't cut it at the stakes level. Now he's older. This is an 8-year-old colt, so he's still consistently hitting the board. And every now and then, he just pops up and shows us a glimpse of his old self with that stellar performance. Race 9 is a starter allowance going 7 furlongs on the dirt for 3-year-olds and up. I'm going to use 3 horses in here, starting with the number 2, No Easy Days. Timeform US actually predicts this one to be sitting right off the pace and then hang on to win. And I agree that the trip that he'll want and shouldn't have too tough a time getting it. And at 12-to-1 odds, it seems like an easy horse to include on the ticket. Number 8, Global Sensation, is the 2-to-1 morning line favorite and will likely be the pace setter in this race. The race will have a fast pace. He's won 4 out of the last 5 starts, and the one that he lost was just by a head. That last race that he lost by a head, he almost hung on for the win, but just got nailed at the wire. And that day was favoring closers. So the fact that he did hang on kind of upgrades that performance for me as well. This horse, again, since we're talking about claiming, is such a success story when it comes to claiming. There's not as much blue skies, right? When you're looking to claim a horse, you're pretty sure you're not claiming the Kentucky Derby winner. You've already gotten a glimpse at what this horse is likely capable of. So you're searching for different angles. You're searching for, maybe you think a horse has been mismanaged or should try blinkers, different equipment, maybe a different surface change. And that's what happened here. They claimed Global Sensation, moved him away from turf and synthetic to dirt, and then he's been a machine ever since, running improving figures and winning almost every race. Number 11, Gunner Bay, is a long shot I'll have in here at 15-to-1 odds, coming off his best ever lifetime performance of an 88 Beyer at Keeneland in October. He's been developing into himself nicely as a 4-year-old with improving figures and has a decent turn of foot in a race with a lot of early pace. So we'll use him kind of on a pace advantage angle. So that's the ticket. It is $36 for $1. This was a tougher sequence, so not too pricey of a ticket, but a little more than last week's at $24. But hopefully we'll hit it again. And I think we'll have some really good chances at hitting some prices on this day with so many full competitive races. So good luck on all your bets this weekend, especially if you play this pick 3 with me.
Hey, buddy. Let me tell you something. If you really enjoyed this great content, just click the like and subscribe button right here. And if you enjoy the race of the day, stakes, previews, and lots more starring me, please click right here. You're not gonna regret it.